This is the Zempire Atmos Hiking Tent. It's a tunnel style tent that'll perform really well in the wind. It's got space for two. I'm going to show you how to set it up and pack it away. Let's get started.
Hit it.
Ben from Sammy's here hikers on a warm and sunny day down at the Brown Hill Creek Tourist Park in Adelaide's eastern suburbs. It's a beautiful little stopover if you're just looking for a long weekend getaway or you're just checking out the Adelaide Hills. I've got some Zempire hike tents here for you today. This one is the Zempire Atmos. This is a two-pole tunnel style tent that's going to perform really well in the winds and doesn't take up too much space in your pack. It weighs about 2.6 kilos packed like this. By the time, if you wanted to, take all the compression strap, the stuff sacks and everything off, you'd probably get it around to around about 2.3. And packed up measures about 58 centimeters in length by around about 15 to 16 centimeters in diameter. I'm going to show you how to set it up and pack it away today, but I'll start with what comes in the bag. So inside your bag, you get an instruction manual. It's all wrapped up with a couple of straps here, so it's all kept together. This is the fly sheet. You get your inner tent. You get some pegs. Now these are lightweight tri-pegs. They're not designed to be super heavy duty. They're designed to be lightweight for hiking, so you don't want to be building them too hard with a really big hammer, but they're going to keep the weight down in your pack. And with the pegs, you get these straps. Now you can use these for an ultralight fast setup where you're just setting the fly up by itself without the inner. This goes between the hoop poles to keep them in place. Now the other alternative is to use an optional footprint or ground sheet for the tent. So you can set it up with just the fly sheet and then a ground sheet that you can lie on for an ultralight sort of fast and light shelter. And then of course you get your poles here. They're color coded, which line up with the color codes on the inner tent there. Last thing I mentioned is a little pole repair sleeve. If you do have any damage, that's going to help get you out of trouble. Now the first thing we need to do to set it up is spread the inner out and get the poles in place. Okay, so I've got the tent spread out and I've just put my poles together. Just put them together carefully. Make sure they're seated all the way in. There's no gap in between there. You want to make sure that each pole section goes all the way in as far as it can. Now there's a red pole and the green and a grey pole, sorry. Now the grey pole goes in the sleeve with a little grey tab on it here. And then at the other end of the tent here, we've got another orange sleeve with a red tab on the end. That's where the red pole goes. The little ferrules at the end of the poles here then go into the eyelets at the base here. So we just got to slide them into place. Now there are two eyelets for the poles to go into at the base of each or at the base of where the pole goes. Doesn't really matter which one you put it in, just put it in the one that feels right. You don't want to stress or stretch the poles too much. I think if I push that right to the middle eyelet, it's going to be a bit tight, so I'm just going to put it on the outer eyelet on this one, but it really doesn't matter. So that's both of our poles in place now. At the moment, obviously it's not a freestanding tent. We need to now put the 4 pegs in place, or 6 if we like, at least 2 in each end to keep it all in place. So I've put 4 pegs in place now, which keeps the tent in place. There are 4 more we could put in on these corners here. It does actually sit pretty firmly just with the end pegs in place, so I'm not going to worry about that today. Next step is to grab our fly sheet and throw it over the top. Now we just need to orient this right. We've got to find the zippered door. This one here, now that's going to go at the front of the tent. You can see there's an arch door there. That's going to go at that end. And then up underneath the tent here, we've got little tabs that are going to go around the poles here to keep it secure. So there's 3 of these Velcro tabs at each end. Then we go to where each pole meets the ground and there'll be a clip that clips to the inner tent here. Clip them up and tighten it up. Once we've got 4 of those done up, there's then 4 more pegs to put in place, 2 for the vestibule at the front and these 2 at the rear here, and we're almost all set up. That's the tent all pegged out. Last thing we want to do, which we don't have to do if it's mild weather, but if it is windy and to give it best performance in the wind, is to peg the guy ropes out. Now there's 3 at this end here, which will peg out this way, 2 at the back, and that's going to give this tent plenty of stability when the wind's running this way over the tent. That is our Atmos tent all set up. Now, just worth noting that I've got 4 pegs left over here because I didn't put 4 pegs in these corners here, so I could certainly go ahead and do that. It might create a little more stability, a little more tension around the edge as well. And obviously these straps here that I mentioned earlier, these are also color coded. So this red strap here could go in place of the inner tent if I like. I put this under the pole there. It stops this pole from spreading out and I can just use this fly by itself. That is the Atmos tent all set up. That took me the best part of about 5 minutes all by myself. Pack up is everything in reverse, pretty easy. Then we just roll it up and put it back in the bag. Let's get started. So I've pulled all the guy rope pegs out and I've just zipped both doors closed. It saves extra bits of fabric flapping around when I roll it up. I've now just got to take the 4 pegs out, 2 at each end here. There's one here, one behind me and 2 at the back. So I've just removed these tabs from around the poles now and I've unclipped it from the base where it joins the inner down there. I'll just mention at this stage that you could actually use the tent like this if you like. It's a fully sealed insect proof shelter as it is now. So if it's a really warm night or humid night, you might just look to use it like this. Entirely your choice. So I'm going to fold the fly up now and then I can take the 4 pegs out from the tent here, take the poles out and pack the rest of it away. When you're taking the poles out, one recommendation is don't pull the pole like this, because if it gets caught, a pole separates in the middle here and the fabric gets caught up in the pole. So always push it out. It's just going to make the pack up so much easier and not get so tangled up. Got the poles out now. I can put them back in their bag. I'll fold the inner up, put everything on top, and we can get it back in its bag. That is how you set up and pack away the Atmos hiking tent from Zempire. Now that was a little bit of a squeeze to get back in the bag. Make sure you roll it up nice and firmly when you pack it away, but it was certainly manageable without too many headaches. You can grab these online at snowies.com.au at our lowest prices every day. If you like that video, subscribe to our channel. We'll send you all of the latest and greatest information. If you've got any questions on this tent or anything in our range, let us know down in the comments below. Alternatively, head here for some other videos.